You know, when we think of a typical Western weekend morning, we usually picture a pretty lazy start. Maybe a slow stroll to a quiet farmer's market, a late brunch, a simple cup of coffee, and some bread. But over in Tokyo, the rhythm of life beats entirely differently. Over there, the day explodes into action on weekday mornings literally before the sun even fully rises. Instead of a quiet coffee, imagine fueling up for your day with incredibly fresh dawn sushi, right in the middle of the energetic rhythms of professional buyers. Welcome to Tokyo's communal kitchen.
Hey everyone, and welcome to this explainer. I'm super excited to be your guide today as we take a deep dive into Tokyo's incredibly resilient and legendary food capital, Tsukiji Market. If you've ever wanted to understand how to actually navigate this amazing culinary maze, you're in exactly the right place.
All right, here's our roadmap for today's explainer. 1. The magic of Tsukiji. 2. Timing, access, and rules. 3. Exploring the outer market. 4. Tsukiji Uogashi, the new hub. 5. Odawarabashi and Kaikobabashi buildings. And finally, 6. The third floor food court. Let's get right into it.
Section 1. The magic of Tsukiji, Tokyo's communal kitchen. Okay, so to really get Tsukiji, you've got to understand it's not just a place to buy fish. It's a full-on sensory experience that has fueled Tokyo locals for generations. Just picture this. You step out of the subway station and boom, this amazing aroma of simmering katsuo or bonito broth just drifts into the air and guides you toward the market. For locals, this scent carries the exact same comforting familiarity that the smell of frying bacon might have back in the West. It's just incredibly welcoming. It instantly breaks down any cultural barriers, making you feel completely at ease and, honestly, pretty hungry for what's to come. And this place is incredibly resilient. I mean, the actual land it sits on. It was reclaimed from Tokyo Bay way back in 1657 after a massive fire. Then, the market officially opens here in 1935, literally rising from the ashes of the Great Kanto earthquake. And, as we'll see in a bit, it evolved yet again in 2018. It's like a stage that survives disasters and urban redevelopment, resetting itself every single morning. Moving right along to Section 2, Timing, Access, and Rules. So, if you want to see this daily performance, timing is absolutely crucial. 9 o'clock in the morning, that is your golden hour. If you show up between 5 and 9 a.m., you're right in the thick of the professional buying window. If you show up at 11 a.m., you're hitting the massive tourist lunch rush, and you'll be waiting in line for hours. But right at 9 a.m., the pros are finishing up, the staff aren't as rushed, and the aisles are totally yours to explore. Now keep in mind, this is a working market, so a few quick survival rules for us. First, always yield to the buyers. They're on the clock. Second, if you buy a snack, finish it right there at the stall. No walking and eating. Definitely ditch any big luggage in a coin locker. Please do not touch the fresh seafood with your bare hands, and always ask permission before snapping that perfect photo. Just basic respect, right? All right, Section 3. Exploring the outer market. As you're wandering through these crazy maze-like streets where you literally have 80-year-old wholesale shops right next to high-end retail, you are going to see some iconic street food. And you absolutely cannot miss the tamagoyaki. It's this sweet, multi-layered Japanese omelet expertly folded into a block right in front of you. It's warm, comforting, and it's sold in these perfect bite-sized portions. Truly the ultimate quick snack to fuel your walking tour. But while you're snacking, take a second to just absorb the culture around you. There's a really profound philosophy in Japan that ingredients and the tools used to prepare them carry a soul, whether it's the intense reverence a chef has for a newly sharpened knife or the deep respect for the life taken from the sea to make your sushi. Food here is treated with a serious weight. Honestly, it makes every single bite taste that much more meaningful. Which brings us to Section 4, Tsukiji Uogashi, the new hub. Okay, we need to address the elephant in the room here. If you've been reading up on this, you might be carrying around a really common misconception. You're probably asking, wait, didn't the fish market close down and move to Toyosu? Well, the answer is yes and no. The massive central wholesale auction, the one with the famous early morning tuna bidding, that did indeed move to Toyosu. But the outer market, it stayed exactly where it is. And to keep that genuine wholesale spirit alive, the local ward built a brand new facility in 2018 called Tsukiji Uogashi. It actually houses wholesalers who operate in Toyosu, bringing that exact same professional-grade seafood straight back to Tsukiji for locals and us visitors. Spatially, it's pretty fascinating.
The two modern buildings that make up this new facility sit right alongside the historic, narrow streets of the Outer Market. It's like this perfect, accessible bridge between old-world charm and sleek, modern market efficiency.
Let's step inside. Section 5, Odawarabashi and Kaikobashi buildings.
Inside the Odawarabashi building, you're just surrounded by top-tier seafood vendors. You might walk past Daniyaka's incredible display of seasonal, fresh rockfish, and then totally marvel at the rich, minced bluefin tuna over at Koho. Just down the aisle, Sane has live Japanese tiger prawns, and Okame is continuing this historic legacy of beautiful miso-marinated fish that literally dates back to 1871. Then, if you cross over to the Kaikobashi building, the whole spectacle shifts. You've got these massive tanks of live snow crabs at Sakashu, right near Uogashi Nakadai's sparkling displays of salmon roe. And right in the middle of all this seafood, a spot called Sadamatsu offers a fantastic pop of earthy color with a really diverse array of traditional, organic Japanese vegetables. Now, even though these buildings are bright and clean, and honestly way easier to navigate than the older outdoor stalls, do not forget where you are. These are still working wholesale corridors. The pros are here early negotiating prices for Tokyo's top restaurants. So, just keep the aisles clear and respect the hustle. Finally, Section 6, the third floor food court. Okay, after dodging carts and absorbing all that sensory overload downstairs, it is time for the ultimate reward. Head up the stairs. Remember how we said you absolutely cannot eat while walking around the market? Well, here is the brilliant workaround, the third floor rooftop terrace. You can literally buy fresh sashimi directly from the wholesalers on the first floor, carry it right upstairs, and eat it in the sunshine on this open-air terrace. It's a total hidden gem. Or if you're craving a hot meal, the food court up there is packed with local legends. You can grab classic omelet rice at Todo Grill, or try Odayasu's famous roasted pork fillet. And hey, if you need a break from seafood altogether, grab a warm bowl of exquisite chicken ramen from Torito or hearty tempura soba from Yabasoba. It just proves that this market's culinary depth goes way, way beyond raw fish. We've covered a ton of ground today, from its resilient history right up to the bustling new Uegashi hub. So I'll leave you with this. The next time you're planning a morning on your travels, are you going to stick to that familiar, quiet routine of coffee and bread? Or are you ready to wake up before the sun, step into the energetic rhythm of the auction, and experience the absolute magic of Don Sushi in Tokyo's communal kitchen? The choice is entirely yours. Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer, and keep exploring.